He never touched it. Stop on, right? Let's go in. Let's go. Come. We fucking ready. Bind! What's the bind? Bring up, that's fun. Reset. Same up. Let him hit, we absorb it. All good? What do you like? Outside leg, Mikey, outside leg. Last play. Let's get this ball, Hawkies, let's go! Coach! Bind! Go, Mikey! Set! Hold it!
Very good match. First playing third. Wanderers having the bye today, so this game a lot in the balance here as the referee blows full time for the second grade fixture where Hamilton to 3, so a close one, and I'm expecting a very close one. Not as close as I'm going to get to my co-commentator here today, sharing the microphone with me, Jared Ryan.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one and all to Maitland Park. It's been a little while, Gareth. A few rumours floating around as to why. Apparently we might have had a fiscal fallout, possibly a female fallout. That's two I've heard. My absolute favourite, though, is you were caught in a crevice in Queenstown. Couldn't get back. But anyway, welcome everybody.
Yeah, it did take a while to get back into the swing of things after the infamous Queenstown incident. But anyway, I'm back on deck now. I was in Manly last week, and a big shout out to Josh Callanan who took over the reins last week, did it solo, which you know, we asked my co-commentator here, Jared, if he wanted to go up and do it and risk his reputation by doing it solo for the Titan group last week. But he was happy moving house and purveying the view of the country club. Yes, yeah, a bit closer to the country club. I've moved in as the caretaker of the Kremlin, or commonly known as the new Tsar of 11 Victor Parade. But no,
Of course, it's the replay of the grand final this afternoon. And I thought Maitland were into that, but up to their eyeballs was just ball control. So if they can handle the ball a bit better this afternoon, I think they're every chance against the Hawks.
Yeah, definitely. With a couple of players coming back that was said not to play, Max Stafford back at halfback. I know you've got very big raps on Max. Sam Parkinson, good club legend name. His father has played the most games, or second most games for the Maitland Rugby Club. And Sam Parkinson, he's made his debut 2 weeks ago and scored 5 tries already on the wing.
Yeah, he's on fire, Parkinson. Nice way to start in the top grade. Another interesting little clash. Yes, I am a big fan of Max Stafford, and I'm excited to see Zachary Sykes. I ran into Stacey downstairs, and of course reminded me they're both Singleton boys, ex-neighbours, used to have plenty of front lawn battles, so I'm sure there'll be a bit of chat amongst the halfbacks this afternoon.
Yeah, a bit of chat, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a good little side story too, the two neighbours, and it's no wonder that you were up late talking to Stacey down here. You were running a little bit late getting out there, hard to get away from sometimes, but knows his rugby, and his son Zach in very good form, breaking into this Hamilton Hawks first grade side. Player to watch out for, though, is the number 8, Jason Hill, for this Hamilton side. Come over from Scotland. He's played in the Premier competition over there. And another little side story, Jared. The two number 8s, Travis Brooke and Jason Hill, played against each other in the Scottish Premiership.
Is that right? Well, you've already piqued my interest. I didn't know that, but I haven't seen him play, but from all reports, he is a powerhouse at the number 8. And Travis Brooke, he's one of the ones that set the standard in the Rams Premiership and the number 8 position. So that'll be another good tussle this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly will. And Fiso Vasagotti comes into the centres again. He's got a lot more ball in his hand, and he's very dangerous, certainly dangerous against the Greens last week. We saw on the Titan Group match of the round in this Rams NHRU, both sides looking to come out onto the field here. And you can see down there Chippy McCormick, who was at the Singleton Bulls lunch yesterday, which is a very good affair, a big affair. And it was good. They put on a good lunch up there. Yeah,
well, you must have behaved yourself because you're looking reasonably fresh this afternoon. You've actually managed to drive us out here to the beautiful lawn. But, yeah, apparently another huge success for, was it the 50th lunch?
It was the 50th lunch, and they got the 8th Immortal, who was in fine form, as we now see Steve Lamont running his side out onto the field with a couple of the junior Hawks there. Steve Lamont not having a young kid to run out with. There might be troubling signs there off the field.
Leave that one alone early, but yeah, no, going to be a big clash here this afternoon. We've got the Hawks sitting in number 1 on the table, and Maitland in the 4th position. Third last round. It's really getting to the business end of the season, and it'll go a long way, this result, to determine where they finish on the table in the finish.
Well, I think Maitland, certainly in the start of the year, on paper looked better than a team coming fourth, so I think this match will determine maybe between Merriweather Carlton and the Maitland side who will end up in that 3rd position. Wanderers look very good this year. They've got the bye. They'll be watching it at home. And I tell you what, there's a few people watching it at home over in Scotland. Karina and Alan, the parents of young Jason Hill. Of course, Alan Hill, famous golfing caddy out of Scotland as well. I'm full of information today. Little shout out to them to do today. And of course, a couple of Scottish internationals in Kennedy and Gilchrist tuning in out there today in Scotland.
Yeah, well, welcome to all our Scottish fans, all the Hill family. And I'm sure your boy will represent you well here this afternoon. Of course, the last time we were here was the opening round of the Rams NHRU 2019 Premiership. And we saw a surprising Wanderers. They were all over the Maitland Blacks, and of course the Blacks got away with that one at the death with a Manu special, but Wanderers certainly the surprise packet, and they're my tip to take the comp out, Gareth.
Yeah, certainly Dane Sherritt will be the one out here to start this game. Louis Hamilton out in the middle there. Louis Nelson, I should say, not Hamilton. That's the Formula 1 driver, and I tell you what, he doesn't go too fast, Louis, but he's certainly one of the better referees in the competition. As Dane Sherritt starts the game, it's a nice high kick, searching kick. Davidson back in the Blacks' first grade squad. Takes that nicely. Now looking for runners there, and Howe takes them forward. Good starting set here by the Maitland Blacks. Forced to run it there, and the ball going forward from Burrell now. Ale as we've been corrected, not Ale. Takes them forward. As Akadike, he'll be there all day. He's always up around our man of a match honours. And you look at the Hamilton game plan here, they'll look to pick and drive. And Akadike, no, that's Hill going through. The bald-headed Scottish monster behemoth as they drive forward. This is textbook stuff by the Hamilton Hawks. Lamont in the back of the breakdown. They pick and drive. You'll see them keep it tight inside the opposition 22 as they go again. And it's a try, Jared.
Yeah, early turnover there from the Blacks, and the Hawks have taken full opportunity. They're over 5-0.
Yeah, you'll see that from the Hawks' game plan. Once they get inside this 22 or indeed inside the 30, they won't look to go wide too often. They'll look to use their strengths through the forwards, led by the old stalwart, one of our favourites as well, Jared, Peter Maxwell. I believe he was 76 by the time he got off the field last time, but he certainly led from the front there again too.
Yeah, 76 in the shade, but he's still got our man of the match. But I'll tell you what, this young Scottish lad, he is a behemoth, and he set that one up. He skittled the Maitland forwards there and strolled over in the end. Easy try.
So Dane Sherritt, of course, his father, Dean Sherritt, is out visiting Australia at the moment. Big fan of the show, big fan of Bar TV Sports. As Dane hits that, didn't look like missing. He will be the difference here today, I feel, with his kicking game and just his general direction in play.
Yeah, no, he's certainly one of the leading organisers in the competition, isn't he? He works this side around, the Hawks side around the park very well. Easy conversion, money for jam there for that one. Anyway, Maitland to kick off.
I believe it was Chopper's birthday yesterday. Greg Watson texting through. He's saying 41, but we beg to differ as McNeil now brings them back. Sorry, Bryce Madden it was on the wing. McNeil playing second grade there today as they take him out 10 metres. Looking for a clear exit, comes back to Sherritt, kicking into the wind and doesn't get much on that one, so won't be happy with that. And Maitland with some good early pressure.
Yeah, good pressure there from Maitland. The Hawks got it out to the 19. But a little mention here too, I believe it was 2008. Little disappointed that Huge DeRodney hasn't taken the field. Travis Brooks taken his spot, but Nick Davidson, Marcus Christensen and Huge DeRodney, they were three of our best on the 2008 Country Championship side.
Very good now. Stafford passing from the back. The Blacks look a little bit disjointed as they're driven back there. And it's a penalty right in front of the sticks. Be interesting to see what they do. Stafford looking to play quickly early. I'd be surprised if they don't try the scrum here. As Manu comes forward, he's going to have a chat. And it looks like they're going to go for goal here and keep it within 2 points, right in front of the sticks. Yes, indicated for the penalty. Do you think that's the right option?
3 points in this game, Gareth, maybe? Sure, we're at rugby, but yeah, Manu's taken the safe option. It was a very tight game in seconds, and although the Hawks got on the board early with 5-pointer, I still think it's going to be a tight affair. So any chance to take the points, they'll be taken, I'd say. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I don't know what's happened to Hugh DeRodney. He was our captain in 2009, I believe it was. But anyway, Maitland have got the 3 points there, so it takes it 3 points to 7.
Yeah, 3 points to 7 now. Maitland looking to hit back. I thought maybe a bit more pressure was the key there. I would have liked to see them test out their scrum against the Hamilton Hawks pack. We haven't had it yet, so it's been good ball control. Goes over the head of Chapman. Brooke comes up with it. They tell me he's very, very popular among the ladies of High Street. Travis Brooke.
Busy on and off the field in Maitland, apparently, but that was, I got him down as Christopher Nagy to knock that on there for the Hamilton Hawks to 4. Is that correct? Or have I got...
Hey, Chris Nagy's out there playing, but Akasdyke, they could have swapped jumpers pre-game. Mind games by Bubba Coleman. That's why he's the best coach in the competition. There's Akasdyke there with the ball. Lamont with a no-look pass. Hill doesn't go with it. So now Maitland with the chance to attack. 40 metres out. They'll pick and drive. And Davidson, he'll do that all day. Carries 3 with him. He's so good, isn't he?
Strong as an ox.
Oh, nice little step there by Manu, getting through a couple. Ackersdyke comes back for his second grab there and gets them well inside the 22. Birrell dives for it and unfortunately stops the momentum. There wasn't the best pass from Stafford. That was a good pass there to Brook, and Brook almost goes through the hole now. Stafford looking for quick ball, goes round the corner to Davidson. Davidson winds up, spins out and gets taken down the ground 15 metres out. Here's Chapman now, coming from that Gen Blue program in the Waratahs. Logan now hasn't seen much balls. Howe reaches for it, somehow juggles it, may have turned it over. Yes, he has.
Yeah, excellent work there by Lamont, I think, or Maxwell was it? Not 100% sure. I'll tell you one thing for sure, though. Christopher Nagy, the number 4, he's been going to mow growing classes on a Wednesday night. That's a sensational moustache out there on the 4.
Yeah, very good. Came through the Colts program here at Hamilton as well, and well, he's been in first grade a couple of years now. Oh, this is a good return run. Clackety. Click, clack, front and back. As they say, they go short side. Here's Christensen. Christensen taken 5 metres from the sideline. There's now Chapman calling for the ball. The ball slowed down. Oh, Hill looks like he may have jumped the gun there. Yeah, advantage being played as they pick and drive here again, the Blacks. This is good fast play, and this is what they need to get in front of the Hawks. A little bit disjointed. There's Birrell now. Takes it to ground. Good counter-rucking by the Hawks. As they go over, that'll be a penalty. So what do you think they'll do here, Jared?
I think they might give the scrum a try this time. It's out wide, not a certain 3 points like the last one. They're within 4. I'd definitely be taking the scrum option to keep them under pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Hamilton, of course, with probably the best pack in the competition. Maitland not too far behind. I noticed Willie So back playing in second grade just before as well.
Yeah, well, that certainly points out to a very strong Maitland pack if the Willie So's playing second grade. So that's the option they've taken. They've got line out, actually. Kick for touch, line out, 5 out, and Hamilton under all sorts of pressure.
Well, Phil Bradford, he's another one that's come from this Gen Blue Waratah setup as well in the under-20s. He was a former Wanderers player. So very good exponent, very good thrower of the line out. In the water, being rushed out there. Punchy Sager. Is it Christensen who's down there at the moment?
Yeah, I think it might be Marcus having a little spell, or Chapman, is it? No, Chapman's on his feet over in the huddle, so yeah, Christensen down, not sure what's wrong. He's... Oh, Howell. No, we've confirmation now it's Howell, but he's sucking the big ones in. Anyway, it's you wouldn't call it hot, but it's certainly not a cold afternoon here at Marcellin, so the big fellas will be enjoying a quick break. Howell's back to his feet, and play about to resume. Maitland on the march.
Well, the westerly's still here, and it's a little bit hot, the breeze, isn't it? Not too sure about that one this early in the year. Good line out there to Brook as he comes off the top. They set up a beautiful driving maul here. The Blacks, they're over the line. Can they get the ball down? Yes, they can. That is a lovely setup, lovely execution, and that is a good forwards try, Jared.
Yeah, well, Howell, he's got them all a ripper there. He's had a little spell, sat down unlike the rest. He's come up the freshest and barged over. That's fantastic play from the Maitland forwards. They take a lead now, 8-7 with a kick to come. Correct decision on the last penalty.
Yeah, very good, and they look very good when they play quickly off the back of this breakdown here, the Maitland Blacks, and they've certainly starved, apart from that first couple of minutes, the Hamilton Hawks of the ball.
Yeah, well, the Hawks themselves are exposed to the quick phase play, but Maitland have been very slick. They've got off that kick-off after the Hawks' opening try. They've been very slick. Their phase play has been excellent, and again, Hawks had no answer there.
Yeah, right in front of the Elders Insurance sign as well. That's where you like to score them up here at Marcellin. Number 1 in insurance, and of course the game brought to you by the Titan Group. It is the street property scoreboard that may change here. 8 points to 7. Kick to come. As Bainavalu comes out. Nice high kick. It comes around, and all the flags go up. That's a beauty.
Yeah, magnificent kick into the teeth of the breeze there. And Maitland out to a 10-7 lead, and that's brought the crowd back into play.
Yeah, the parochial Maitland Black crowd. It's not too bad here today. Of course, the Hamilton Hawks with a record crowd last week against the Greens as Brook comes down with it. Now drives forward. He's driven back. And now Manu. Offloads to Christensen. Takes it down. Short ball there to Bradford. Now they're working the edges. Here comes Logan. Logan trying to step away. Ackersdyke there in cover. Now they come off the back. It goes to nobody as Manu to Manu. Manu, the Carl variety, the Carl version of Manu. He takes them forward.
He takes some handling every time he gets a hand on the ball, but I tell you what, the Blacks are welcoming back Max Stafford. He's barking at these black pigs out there and organising them, and that's a great kick.
Yeah, that was Josh McCormick, who traditionally has been playing fullback here for the Blacks, but finds himself in number 10, and I think it's a good positional switch because he's directing the play around. He's got a very cool head on his shoulder. And you can see by that kick 5 metres out, all the pressure on Hamilton Hawks here.
Yeah, without a doubt. They're straight back under pressure. Excellent organisation. Hamilton will come up with the ball there.
Yeah, Hill takes it from the back, and here they go to Madden. Madden with a little offload to Brown, and Brown taken down. Comes back now to Sherritt. Sherritt kicks from inside his 5, and that is a better clearing kick by the Hamilton Hawks 10. But they haven't been out of their half here. They are against a fairly heavy breeze here, but you think with their skill and their class, they may do some more damage here, Jared.
Yeah, the breeze, as you said earlier, Gareth, westerly, but slightly favouring Maitland in this first half as Brook takes it off the top of the line out to Manu. Charges forward. Davidson goes in, cleans out. Stafford out the back to Christensen.
Yeah, Howe taken down there. Good little passage of play. Good little offloading within the forwards here, and that's a penalty, though, to the Hawks. Not rolling away. So that's the first real breakdown penalty we've seen here today, and it's a good let-off for the Hawks. He refs well, doesn't he, Louis?
Yeah, he certainly does. He's one of our best and controlling this game in fine form so far, but the Hawks, they'll enjoy that little respite because they've been under all sorts of pressure for the last 7 or 8 minutes.
You can see Sherritt here just taking his time, getting it right. Oh, he didn't get that too right. Came off the side of the boot and into touch. Comes off the back, off the top. Ackersdyke, again the man to go to. Bounces into Sherritt. Hill can go no further with it. He was put under a bit of pressure there. I won't say he had a look, but certainly could have taken that one.
Yeah, he without a doubt should have taken that one. Put under pressure, and the ball actually looked a little forward. But anyway, playing down to the Hawks. Searchy run, but a cracking tackle there by Sam Parkinson. The young fellow who's come up with the goods in defence. And again, the clean out. Maitland have come up. Oh, he's penalised him.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Jared.
I think he's been stiffed there by the referee. Might be the referee's first little blemish for the afternoon. He made the tackle, he got up, released, and came straight back through the gate and nailed them. So the Hawks get away with one there, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Just good clean out, good tough stuff, dare I say, by a winger, though.
Oh, love it from a winger especially. You know, play like that, he should be playing with a 7 on his back.
Well, you never know in the future when he gets a little bit older, fills out in that body of his. Interesting to see Zach Crowley as well. Very good at fullback for this Hawk side as Sherritt takes on the line. Nice short bar. Lovely hole by Lamont looking for Hill on the inside, on the outside, but he'll go himself up to the 22. Now looking for Brown. Brown with a short ball. Good tackle there on Sherritt by Birrell, and now looking to counter-attack off their own line. Maitland, Clackety. Goes in behind now. Shapes to kick McCormick. Bit of a pressure pass there to Christensen. Panicking a bit here, the Blacks, and now it comes back again, and better kick, and that'll clear them out of pressure, but they looked up against it there. What a hole by Lamont.
Yeah, exceptional from the old stalwart. He charged onto that, and he was like a raging bull, made 30 or 35 metres, but again, it all came down to ball control. A player put under pressure by the pass, and they've turned it over with Hawks back in possession now.
Here comes Brown, and you say Raging Bull. It's definitely true because I saw a couple of those cows in that back paddock. They ran for it when they saw him charging. And here comes Maxwell, driven head first into the dirt. A little knock on there. Is this the first scrum of the game, Jared?
Don't think we've had one, and I cannot recall one. So, yeah, I'm going to go with you on that first scrum, which will be interesting. I've been looking forward to it. They're both big, fierce packs, both with quality front rowers, and it will be interesting this. See who gets the early dominance.
Yeah, certainly will be. Manu, Bradford, Chapman, of course, a very good scrummager. Playing in the Sydney Shoo. He played a bit of first grade as well. The bigger back row and the bigger pack, I think, goes to Hamilton here, but they hold them up well there, Maitland. Oh, Manu goes without it. It was a bullet pass by Stafford. In any case,
he was off and gone without the pill. He forgot the most important thing there, Manu, which we don't see very often from him. Generally very safe with his hands.
Bit of chat going on out on the field between the two players too. Angus Brown, the young pup, giving it to Manu there. So this is where Hamilton become dangerous. Liam Bowden packing the 7. He's another player who's benefited of coming to the city and finding himself in first grade for the majority of the season.
Yeah, well, once again, that's another fantastic contest we're going to see this afternoon as the game plays out, because he's opposing one of my favourites. I mean, Liam and
oh, look at the hole by Vasagotti. Sorry to cut you off there. He has absolutely carved them up under the sticks, almost untouched.
Yeah, well, that's come out of nowhere there, but as you said, the poor missed tackle by the 10 from Maitland there, and Vasagotti's away and under the sticks.
Yeah, just a bad read in defence, as we see on the Banlaw replay. But it was a brilliant ball by Sherritt, and the two dummy runners face ball across, as in the old speak, to Vasagotti running the unders line and hit the hole, and that was perfect. That was backline perfection.
Yeah, fantastic play by the Hawks, and McCormick left in no man's land. So all of a sudden, Hawks get a sniff, and they've taken it again. They've had 2 opportunities in the game so far, and they're over under the sticks with score now 10 to the Blacks, 12 to the Hawks with a kick to come in front. So 14-10. But as I was saying, our open side flankers today, Nicholas Davidson and Liam Bowden, they are setting the benchmark for the open side flankers in the comp. So it'll go a long way to determining the outcome of the game.
Yeah, certainly will. The two Vikings as well, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Liam Bowden certainly, and I might add, he's a current Pacific heavyweight champion in the boxing as well. So he's an all-round sportsman, young Bowden.
Nick Davis is just he's the filthy Viking. Liam Bowden's more the Viking king, isn't he? Davidson's the pillager. Bowden's the sailor.
Yeah,
as that sails over in a touch.
Yeah, that's underage stuff. You can't get away with that in first grade. So Hawks now got a scrum on halfway. But yeah, correct. I mean, Liam Bowden, he comes through the front door to rob you. Nick Davidson, he's definitely through the side window or the back door. But anyway.
Well, both of them robbing the ball at the breakdown, that's for sure. They're very good over the ball, very strong over the ball. And it is a very good contest. We see Zach Sykes there and looking for options both sides. He's got Vasagotti with a 2-on-1 situation to the left. Sherritt to the right. If I was Hill here, I'd be taking it left, linking up with Vasagotti. And he does just that, but he's caught short there. Nice read there by the halfback in Stafford. Oh, good clean out there by the Blacks, and they come through. Howe Christensen now picks up and drives. Good counter-rucking there by the Blacks. The home crowd love it. There's now Brooke. He charges onto it. McCormick now takes to the line. Double pumps, finds the grass as Clackety forced to pick it up. Little in and away by the winger on the far side. Go in front of McCormick. Oh, Manu again bouncing off that big chest of his.
Yeah, lucky there to regather. You wouldn't see him drop the ball twice in a season. It was almost a second for the afternoon. Black's down now to the left through.
Here comes Clackety. Clackety down the sideline. One to beat. Inside ball. McCormick steps around a couple. Oh, that's lovely. Great tackle there. There's Bradford. He's pulled up short. That is an absolute try saver. Here comes Phil Bradford. Phil Bradford winds up in front of the sticks. The Blacks. Oh, that's a lovely steal there by Hill. What about that? And what about the hands? Oh, Vasagotti gets around one, gets around another. Palm comes out. Bainavalu there to clean out. What about that play, Jared?
Fantastic play there. The quick turnover. The Hawks, fantastic hands. And here they go again through Birrell.
Oh, Maxwell cars him up the middle. Bowden. Oh, Maxwell manages to pop the pass. I think it went forward. I think that's the first time I've seen him pass in 34 years of rugby. Oh, long ball, and that one's travelled forward as well, but referee says no, and that'll be a try to Crowley. I can't believe it. We'll see on the band law replay, but there was at least 2 forward passes in that, Jared.
Yeah, well, we're here to commentate, not referee, thank heavens. But, yeah, the referees missed one there, and the Hawks, again, they've got two calls gone their way recently, and whilst Maitland had them under some pressure, turned it over. The Hawks have gone 80 metres in the space of about 7 phases, and they're in again.
Yes, we'll see there on the band law replay. The Hawks now 19-10, kick to come. You think you'll get this too to make it 21-10. Streaked away with it. What about the speed by Crowley? And the strength by Hill. It all started off their own line by big Jason Hill.
Yeah, the big Scotsman. He opened them up there. It was beautiful work. But the pace of Crowley, he's lightning. He's could be the quickest on the park this afternoon.
See, I don't know if he's hot or sunburnt though, the Jason Hill. He's certainly not reacting well to this Australian winter.
Yeah, he wouldn't like to be playing in January, that's for sure.
So Blacks taking a little time to come back. They thought they scored. Or they thought we should have scored in that corner over there. I thought maybe back yourself next time.
Yeah, well, McCormack, he had every opportunity, but it was great defence from the Hawks as Maitland restart play now, and they've almost put it out on the full, but they've got away with this one, and it's gone into touch on the 22.
So they want to pressure, this Hamilton Hawks line up, this set piece. Ackersdyke, the general go-to man. But they go to the back this time to Nagy off the top. Here comes Madden stepping off his left, driven back and driven into the ground. That is the hit of the day as Maxwell now. Again, turning back time. Ali, inside to Hill. He'll call that one forward. I thought that was a good ball.
Ah, that was definitely forward. Referee's right on the spot there. But yeah, half a metre forward there, so the Hawks couldn't get away with the third one.
Half a metre, wow. Thank God you could lay bricks.
The big Scotsman had to reach. He got him at the end of his fingertips. It was half a metre forward at least.
Of course, all quotes at the front bar of the country club.
Had a little chat with Jimmy Curran, a former Blacks player, the other day. He actually shouted me a beer, put his hand in his skyrocket for the first time, shouted me a beer. So good on you, Jimmy. But yeah, front bar of the country club, 80s night tonight, so it'll all be happening there.
Yeah, good scrum here this time by the Blacks as they drive forward. Here's McCormick. A little inside ball to Logan. Logan steps. Still goes up the middle. They come across in cover and they take him easily in the end, but pick and drive this time. I think it was Brook. Oh, it was on to the right, inside to Manu, close to the line. He's hard to stop, and he won't be stopped.
Yeah, the Hawks couldn't hold him out on the charge. 5 out. left foot, and he's over to the left of the post. Excellent work from the Maitland Blacks, but I've got to give a mention to Brooke there. He set that up with a charging run.
Yeah, as you see on the Bandlaw replay, left foot. The only man that can play with 2 left feet by the looks of it, and he does it pretty well, doesn't he?
Well, he uses them quicker than me or you could, Gareth. But, no, he's...
We'll see at 80s night at the Country Club.
Oh, yeah, there'll be a few left feet there at about 11:30 tonight, I'm sure. But we might have 11 left feet by 11 o'clock. But no, Maitland back into this contest now. Takes the score to 15-21. Easy kick for the Maitland number 10, McCormick. So, yeah, they should have gone in about 5 minutes ago, and the Hawks went down the other end of the park and pinched one, but the Blacks definitely back in the game.
It's actually Lachlan Bradford taking the kick here, is it?
So it is.
So he makes no mistake. 17-21. And it's all on here in this Rams NHRU match.
It's certainly all on at 15-21, and I may have to go to the referee sponsors, Specsavers. I've mixed a couple of names up this afternoon, but I'll blame that on the bright sunshine here at Marcellin.
I blame it on my preparation, Jared, because it wasn't that good today. Of course, a couple of late changes as well doesn't help things, but in any case, that one doesn't go 10. And that's a Cardinals into. I hate that.
Yeah, I won't. You know, it's in the backs. You can't always trust them, can you? You've got to play with them, but you can't always trust them to do the right thing. But yeah, again, that's under 8 stuff. We don't expect that in first grade, particularly in the Newcastle NHRU competition, of course, sponsored by Rams, our major sponsor. But yeah, very ordinary for first grade level.
Yes, and of course the broadcast brought to you by the Titan Group, Street Property, and indeed Bandlaw is the Street Property scoreboard. They're getting a workout at the moment. They're going to and fro, end to end here at Marcellin. It was a very good scrum by Maitland last time off their own feed, so we'll see how they go this time, see how the Hawks respond after the error. They go to the left, they go to Bradford. Logan with a bit of pace, but he's taken down. Dances with the sideline. Good quick ball again. Oh, Davidson charges onto it with the ball away to Bradford. He's all class here, Davidson, especially at his home ground of Marcellin. And now McCormick almost slices through, does slice through. Oh, Howell can't go with it. So the Hawks opening up a little bit up the middle.
Yeah, he was away. McCormick shredded him there, but again, the ball's gone to ground with poor handling. And the referee's found a penalty in there for a bit of chat. So
dissent.
A bit of this, well, a bit hard to tell. My eyesight, my ears aren't that good. I couldn't hear what he was saying. We're not hooked up to the referee this afternoon, but yeah, Manu in there questioning it, of course, but that's a relieving penalty for the Hawks.
There's Sherrod, of course, 2 former teammates, Sherrod and Manu from the Waratah Club. Good touch finder that time by Sherrod. Now Ale off the top, Ackersdyke takes it. Sherrod in front to Lamont. Now Manu, this could be trouble here. Nice footwork again by the midfield player. McCormick, oh, that was almost intercepted there. That was a no-look cutout pass. As Ackersdyke, he's prone for an intercept or two.
Yeah, well, he was just too hard a pass. He couldn't gather that one in, but the Blacks on the charge again now. The referees found a little indiscretion there. Young Stafford, he was away, but the refs pulled him back. But I think young Joey Ackersdyke, he's had a fair haircut, but look at him since the last time we covered a Hawks game.
I did the Hawks game a couple of weeks ago out the back of Passmore there at Hawkins Oval with your mate Ducky. It was very good. He's here today doing the stats for the Hawks. And he did the hair for that game, so it was even worse. And he has got a weird-shaped head.
Yeah, well, speaking of Ducky, I've got nothing but positive reports from his commentary. I never got to listen to it as Big Hill charges into the Maitland defence and driven back by Davidson.
He's just hard, isn't he, Davidson, as Ackersdyke comes back off the angle. Lamont with a run around. Sykes to Ale. Oh, can't handle it there. Brown and Howe picks it up. Howe now looking to streak away, looking to get the ball away. Can't. So that'll be comeback for the double knock on there. I was just about to say, Howe hasn't caught one all day. He caught that, and then he tried to throw the pass on the inside.
Yeah, well, both coaches of these sides will be pulling their hair out with the poor ball control this afternoon, pushing the pass under pressure, as we always say. Unless the man's in a better position than you hang on to the football, Gareth, and they're not doing that either side this afternoon. So whoever gets that in hand first, they're going to go a long way to winning this one. It's a thriller here at Marcellin this afternoon. 17-21 to the Hawks at the moment. Scrum on halfway, Maitland feed, but he might have chanced his arm there because the Hawks had already knocked it on. So we won't be too harsh on the big fella Howell. He's having a blinder here this afternoon.
His defence is unbelievable, isn't it? As is all the Maitland back five, I guess you'd call it. As Stafford controls the ball at the back through Brooke. Good talk by the halfback. Could be an opportunity down that short side with no one there. Gets away. Now McCormick tries a short ball. Sherritt goes for the intercept, and that'll be brought back for the penalty. Good scrum penalty there by the Blacks offside.
Yeah, we haven't had too many scrums, as we've mentioned earlier. That's about the fourth for the game. Maitland certainly had the upper hand in that one. Had to put the pressure on the Hawks, and they were all over them. Come up with a penalty. 45 out from the try line now with... how long have we got to go?
We've got about 5 minutes to go in the half. 21-17, a lot of points scored for a game with two quality defensive sides.
Yeah, well, there's a light breeze and it's a sunny afternoon, just made for open football. So I'm sure
made for black jerseys.
I'm sure, yeah, sure. It's not made for Scottishmen with no hair on their head, and he's red in the head too, from what I can see from here. So
he's nothing in the head.
Easy. They might be able to travel and get passports. His family, Gareth, and the big red fella, he's going all right, but he'd be struggling under this hot sun. But I'm sure we'll see plenty of more points as the game goes on.
Apologies, I mean hair-wise, and Clackety down the short side. Clackety dives over for a very good try.
He's in the speedster. He didn't have to use his speed there. He had plenty of room. Strolled over, had the ball, got the ball 8 metres out, and strolls over in the left-hand corner. So the Blacks, all of a sudden, they're taking the lead 22-21 with a kick to come. And not sure who'll take this conversion, whether it'll be the fullback or McCormick, but McCormick's already landed one from out there early in the game.
It looks like Bradford, so McCormick, I think he has had issues with the hamstrings and the calves. Is that Christensen or Howe getting a bit of attention out there at the moment? Copped a bit of a late shot. Yeah, it is Howe. Not a late shot, but he set the try up for his winger. As we can see there on the Banlaw replay, and Maitland, they hit back. And this will put them a couple in front at 22-21. Right on the sideline. What are you giving him?
Every chance. But yeah, Big Howell, he came up with a better pass than his last effort, and puts Clackety over in the corner. Young Bradford with a tough kick from the sideline. He comes in, and it's looking on track. He's just away to the left, unfortunate. The Blacks leading 22-21 with about 3 minutes to go in what has been a sensational opening half here this afternoon at Marcellin.
Yeah, what a game, Jared. It has unfolded. More points than I thought there would have been coming into the game. I thought maybe this might have been the final score, so I think it'll be a battle of fitness to see who comes out on top as it goes to Davidson as he charges forward. So not enough pressure really there off the kickoff by the Hawks for mine, and McCormick gets a nice exit down the field over the top of Hill's head. And I was talking about his head of hair before, not his actual mental state. But judging the way he runs it, he's going all right.
Well, he's certainly suited in the loose forwards, that's for sure, as the Hawks take it forward now.
Elon Musk wants to plug him into a Tesla, given the radiation coming off that bald head of his.
You get value for money out of that, but we haven't run through them yet. But, the second grade score here this afternoon was 3-10. As a penalty goes to Maitland. 3 points maybe well, they'll only get them out by 4, so who knows. But the clock winding down, they may choose to take the 3. But the earlier grades, third grade 14-22 to the Hawks. And what both of us would have thought in the conversation coming up here, a tight game. The reserve grade was 3 to Maitland, 10 to the Hawks. But it hasn't turned out that way in a very opening, entertaining half here this afternoon.
Of course, the coverage brought to you by the Titan Group. It is NHRU, brought to you by Rams as well, the major sponsor. So it'll be Brooke to lock the scrum, Stafford to feed the scrum. McCormick standing very close to the set piece. And again, screwing the scrum. Advantage being played to the Blacks as they go down the short side. Picking the ball up from the back was Brooke. Davidson. Chapman this time gets his legs driving but can't go anywhere. Here comes Bradford. Bradford takes him forward, charges forward. A lovely little jink in his run there by Birrell. If they can get the ball to the left quickly, McCormick needs to read the play because there is numbers on the left. He needs to switch the play, calling for the right. And Brooke goes that way. Manu now, he looks for it. Can he do something? Goes behind Logan. And behind Bradford, but it was certainly on to the left out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's missed that one, the playmaker, McCormick. But anyway, they're going to get one last chance here. They've got themselves, the refs actually called a knock on against Hamilton, so the Blacks will have a scrum about 15 out from the Hawks line. One last chance in the dying stages.
Both sides looking fatigued as Bradford will make his way to the sideline. So McCormick, Logan with a lovely flat ball, but good defence there by the Hawks as they wrap around, they come around, they need quick ball, but they go back towards their forwards. And Manu it is this time, hasn't seen too much of the ball, but he's been sold in the scrums. The prop forward now goes to McCormick. McCormick slides across field. That could be called a high shot there by Vasagotti. Referee says play on as Davidson winds up. He's picked up, offloads as Stafford taking the ground. So now the option will probably be pick and drive here by the Blacks. Oh, little juggle at the back there by Birrell. Offside as Brooks slices through. He's close. So offside, says the referee. Well reffed.
Yeah, well ref. Played the advantage. Brooke looked like he was over for all money, but the big Scotsman's dragged him down a metre short of the line. So, again, a big decision here from Maitland. Probably apply the pressure, Gareth. 3 points is only going to get them out by 4 points, but late stages, they may take it. They may take the kick. Manu looks like he's pointing to the posts, and there, that is the decision. So time just about up here. Maitland with a reasonably easy chance at 3 more points. And in what has been an outstanding, entertaining game of rugby.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly been the pick of the games for the season so far. It's the benchmark here at 22-21 as they look to take the shot here. So the crowd's fairly reserved at the moment. At 22-21, the game can go anywhere. May as well be 0-0 when we come back. Oh, he's hit the post. The old planned hit the post move as Howe comes up with it. So this is a good chance. This might work out better for Manu. Oh, Manu drops it. So now the Hawks, Bowden, Sherritt now looking for runners. Here's Crowley with a bad ball to Madden. Ball goes over, and this will be half time. So an error-riddled last couple of minutes. Take away nothing from this game. It's been an absolute belter if you've just tuned in. 22-21 going into half time. We're going to take a quick break and come back with all the second half action in the Rams NHRU match of the round. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Rams NHRU match of the round. It is a very, very good match coming into the semi-finals. It's what everybody is expecting. 22 points to 21 on the street property scoreboard. As you can see, Maitland in front of us in the huddle. The coaches really firing up their boys, asking their side to take to this Hamilton Hawks side, send a message to not just them, but the rest of the comp. What do you think, Jared? Can Hamilton come back with the win, or will it be Maitland to prevail?
Well, hard to say at this stage. It's a cracking game of football and very tight, but I'm sure of one thing, both half-time talks by the coaches would have been fairly intense and concentrating on ball handling. Spoke about it in the first half. There's been some pretty ordinary ball handling and passing in the first half. But that's going to determine the outcome this afternoon. Very evenly matched, both these sides, right across the park. Will all come down to ball handling for mine, Gareth.
And Steve Lamont just out there talking to the referee. I think just a little bit frustrated at the speed his side is allowed to work at the breakdown. We've seen Maitland work it to great effect with their fast pace off the back of the breakdown, really catching Hamilton off guard. So the Hamilton Hawks now, they'll be receiving the kick, running left to right with a breeze behind their back, although it looks to maybe have switched across the park a little bit more now. And we got to talk to the crowd for a little bit during the half. What did you think of the game?
Good.
There we go, a little sideline eye down there. Giving us the heads up. Good. Well, I think it was a firecracker. Some big hits out there.
Not as good as the sausage sandwiches and the snakes, that's for sure, eh, lads? Hey? Yeah.
Yeah, good canteen, good setup here. They haven't got the pizzas going, though, the old boys here today. They're all transfixed on this match as now Madden takes it down the sideline. That was Hodges just then, the young colt from last year. As Sherritt kicks it across field. Bainavalu charging for the ball but won't get to it. Thought they might look for the quick one, but touched by the crowd. So Maitland crowd wide's big, working against the Blacks at the moment.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the first half, breeze the westerly but left to right. So in this second half, favouring the Hawks slightly and taking advantage there. Made a good 30 metres with a raking kick into the Maitland territory.
Now the ball comes off the back from McCormick to Manu. Nice ball to Birrell. Birrell. Oh, he's called that forward. I don't know about that one.
Well, I don't know. I mentioned I should go to Specsavers. If you didn't think that was forward, you said should definitely make yourself an appointment at Salamander Bay next week. That was a metre forward, that one.
Greg O'Donnell, if you're listening, obviously the proprietor of Specsavers at Salamander, I'll book in. What about for our sideline eye? Did you think that one was forward down on the sideline?
Yes.
There we go. Agreeing with Jared. Our experts down on the sideline.
Young eyes, nothing like them. Like a pair right now. You desperately need a pair.
I can see Raymond Terrace from here over the mountain. Off the back comes Sykes, looking for Hill to take the lead, but now he goes back in and finds Sherritt, who goes in behind Brown. Angus Brown taken. Not the best set-piece move I've seen by the Hawks, but they hold the ball and Ackersdyke takes them forward. Hill comes around. Here he goes, now looking to drive forward. He's been impressive, hasn't he, Hill?
Yeah, he's been outstanding along with Bowden. He's keeping the Hawks in this game because the Maitland Blacks for their forwards are all over the Hawks, putting them under pressure. But Hawks with the ball now, out to Ackersdyke.
Yeah, Ackersdyke losing ground, but they hold the ball. Advantage being played there, I think, for the Hawks, and Maitland seem to be creeping forward here. Yeah, he's going to blow the penalty there. I just think Maitland just a little bit too keen, and it is in kicking distance now for Sherritt. Do you take the points?
Yeah, well, whilst there was plenty in the first half, I believe there'll be a premium in this second half, and definitely take the kick here.
So Sherritt has the ball He looks to the sideline. Looks like he's going to go for touch, which is interesting. Of course, Elder's the major sponsor there. You can see it nice and clear across the chest of Sherritt. And the Titan Group sponsoring the Maitland side, of course, sponsoring this broadcast as well. In that raffle held at the start of the year. Great initiative by the Rams NHRU as it comes off the top. Now for Ackersdyke. Ackersdyke sets it up, but he's taken nicely, tackled nicely. Some good defensive line-out work there by the Blacks. Here comes Ale. Ale takes them forward, drives forward, 5 metres out. Now they'll pick and drive again. Hodges. Bit of space down this short side. Maitland desperate off their own line. Looking for it. Here's Lamont. Lamont drives forward. Oh, he's driven back. That looked terrible there. He was bent backwards. Lamont. Still soaking up here, the Hawks and the Blacks. Will they crack under the pressure? They go low this time. They're so close. Oh, here's Lamont. Gets the ball somehow. Twists his body around and scores a try. So Hamilton hit back.
Yeah, Hamilton back in the lead now. Lamont, he recovered. He got bent in a terribly awkward position by Bradford, who has been outstanding in defence, strong all day. But he's recovered from that hit and gone over right of the post. Fairly easy conversion coming up. Hawks back in front of 26-22 early in this second half.
Yeah, just looking at our sideline eye down there. Is Steve Lamont all right?
Yes. And it was a good try.
Well, there we go. Good try. Good tackle all round. Good rugby by the Hawks. As we see Big Dog McKinley out there with that Kokoda Trail jersey they've got on. The Blacks and the Hawks, of course, combining to raise money for DOPG. A very good initiative. Two clubs that good rivalry on the field, but like all good rugby clubs, enjoy each other's company off it, and that kick goes straight through for Sherritt. So 28-22 the score. And Hamilton certainly came out the side with more intent in this second half.
Yeah, more intent, more ball control, as we spoke about, and fantastic ball control, quick phase play, and ends up getting the try. Sherritt with the conversion takes the Hamilton Hawks back to the lead now, 28-22, about 8 minutes into this second half.
So kick off, they go deep this time, up the middle. Hill comes across and charges onto it. Here he comes now and spins out of one, still going, and he is a handful. I know Rowan Kelly probably watching from overseas. He's a spitting image of Rowan. So when he started back there, I thought Rowan Kelly's making a comeback, but no. It's the wild man from Scotland, and that almost taking the catch there.
Yeah, good play from the Hawks, and Maitland falls through McCormick, put it into touch. Hawks line out on the 10, and Brooke, he's done sensationally there, pinched one.
Oh, that's lovely work by Brooke, the big number 8. He's been searching for it all game, and he finally comes up with a steal. Both sides equally good in the line out, 100% up until then. So Brooke, minutes into the second half, gets the first punch finally, and that's an interesting call there by the referee.
Yeah, unfortunate for Maitland. Brooke exceptional, pinched one off the Hawks. He's not only an A-grade number 8, he's A-grade in the line out, 10 out of 10 for that effort. But the Hawks, referees found a little knock on there, and Hawks again with a scrum and a chance to apply pressure.
So here comes Sykes. As you mentioned before, used to play together in the front yard. As kids with Stafford, in behind now to Madden. Madden goes wide, and Bain Avalu. That's a terrible, terrible pass. And I can see Bubba Coleman, he is shaking his head. up that far end. Hand behind his back, supporting his belly, but he's shaking his head, that's for sure.
He threw that one to the cows that were chasing Steve Lamont earlier. But, yeah, that's a shocking pass from the winger. Maitland got a line out now, relieving line out, the Hawks. And the referees let that go. That was not straight. But anyway, now out the Maitland backs to Logan. Oh, no, it's the fullback, sorry.
That was more bent than Oxford Street, that one. As it comes through from Travis Brook, driven into the ground. That's a very good tackle on the big man. Is now McCormick. He'll try and settle it down over the head of Bainavalu towards the touchline. Oh, it bounces over. That's a very good kick there by McCormick. Couldn't get to it on the full, and a bit of relief again for Maitland as they try and work their way up the field.
Yeah. He had plenty of backspin on that. He might as well have been on the 9th at East Maitland Bowling Club. And speaking of Rutherford that you could see, Raymond Terrace, as you could see before, that is definitely East Maitland, Gareth. So off to Specsavers with you, son.
Lets it bounce that time, and inside the 22 was plenty of time. Bainavalu, the only chaser coming through, and in the end he had a look at him and didn't get the best kick away. Gave himself too much time there, Jared.
Yeah, thought about that one a little too much and didn't allow for that breeze blowing left to right across the park. Hamilton Hawks again with a line out. Ackersdyke takes it off the top.
Inside to Brown. Brown, probably not the player to be used as the battering ram, but he does well. So does this man, Maxwell, who again has played beyond his years. As Hill, another man out there impressing as Nagy comes in with that skunk across his top lip. There's now Angus Brown. They lose ground that time. They're just not hitting the ball at the moment with purpose. The Hawks, completely different to how they started the half. And here's Lamont. He puts his hand up, and he's the man that'll take them forward every single day of the week. Here's Ale down that left-hand flank where he likes to torture his opposition. That one goes over.
Yeah, barging run by Ale. I'm going to stick to it. You know, I know we've had the correct pronunciation of his name, but I like the sound of Ale. Rolls off the tongue better, tastes better. But, yeah, sloppy work. And over the sideline, Blacks with the line out now. 25 out from their own line. Brook off the top.
Manu coming in at that time and nicely set up there by McCormick, who comes around again. Logan pressured there by Sherritt. Nice work as Stafford comes off the back, and Brook with the offload to Manu. Now it's Carl Manu with the ball. Nice ball out wide. Here comes Bradford. Bradford kicking the ball off the side of the boot, and that one goes into touch on the full. He should have backed himself there, the kid.
Yeah, well, he certainly should have kicked it if that's his kicking ability. The wingers, you know, they tuck it under the arm and run. That's their God-given ability. So cut the passing and the kicking out for the wingers and carry on.
That one off the top. Hill comes up with it. Nicely worked to the back there, and all Brown loses his footing. Could have been dangerous, but Davidson over the top. He's cleaned out. Searching for the ball this time as Maxwell runs at McCormick, takes him forward. It's ripped out. Manu with a big long ball there. Here comes Clackety. Taken nicely again by Maxwell. McCormick takes the line on, and Lamont comes out of the line, finds Christensen. Good tackle there by Lamont. They lift it again, the Hawks. Howe comes around and driven back by Maxwell. This is great defensive work by the Hawks, and now they come up with it through Vasagotti. Vasagotti going for the try line underneath the post for his second.
The old stage of Maxwell. He's mounting the player of the match points up again. He's just taking the lead with that outstanding tackle. Howell's coughed it up in a ferocious hit, and Vasagotti away in the blink of an eye.
Well, the ball just came out of the ruck. Vasagotti was there. He picked it up. Nobody in front. And the Blacks look absolutely shell-shocked at that.
Yeah, that's got the Maitland crowd, I wouldn't say out of the game. It's got them fairly vocal at the minute. But, yeah, terrible mistake there from the Blacks and taken full opportunity by the Hawks. And you can't let him get any space. Clackety might be the only chance to run him down, but he was still standing there, thought the ball was still in the ruck, like the referee, like everybody else. But Vasagotti off and gone.
Vasagotti playing at outside centre. Question marks about his ability to pass and run and play to same devastation as he does from broken field, but I think they just answered the question.
Yeah, no, he certainly knows how to tuck it under the arm, and that's what at centre, he's getting a bit more ball. He's very, very dangerous. Doesn't get the open spaces he got on the wing, but yeah, certainly made every opportunity a winner there. And all of a sudden, the Blacks, the crowd has gone deathly silent now, which...
I just heard a cow moo. That's how quiet it is.
Yeah, well, Lamont, he's getting them excited again in the paddock, but the Blacks, they're behind the 8 ball well and truly now after what was a very tight game.
Brown with a catch, has Bain of Harlow on the outside, and he's driven back that time. Good tackle. It was Manu. Now comes back to Sherritt. Good pressure by Davidson. Over the head there of Bradford, and that's a great clearing kick there by Sherritt. Getting them almost 60 metres. So 35-22 on the Street Property scoreboard. Do the Blacks have the fight in them to launch another comeback here in this match? And Brooke, he knocks it onto the line out. So at this stage, it's all pointing to downhill for the Blacks.
Yeah, well, the second half, it's been all the Hawks out to 35-22. And they'll continue to apply the pressure here this afternoon, Gareth. The Blacks, they were chasing the Hawks all the first half, and they'll have to do the same in this second half. Down by 13 points, and the Hawks are the scrum on halfway to launch another attack.
So Zach Sykes with the ball again. Now they come wide. Sherritt with the ball into the corner. They're going to make this Maitland side play out of their own 22 into the breeze. Not a bad game plan.
With a 13-point lead, that's what I'd be doing, punching it into the corners, make the Blacks work hard. But, yeah, not only a great kick from Sherritt, but fantastic hands. Picked it up off his bootlaces and comes up with a 10 out of 10 kick.
Bradford off the top, finding Birrell. Didn't really need a jump. It wasn't contested. Now goes to McCormick, and McCormick gets it downfield. That's not a bad clearing kick. Bain of Harlow looking for the quick one, but he won't go for it. Thought definitely it was on. There was no chase by Maitland.
Yeah, without a doubt. Could have taken the quick one, but again, sensible play. They'll go for the line out, set it up again, punch it back into the Blacks' territory, either through attack or a kick. But the Hawks definitely on top at the minute as Brook goes up. No contest at the back. Hill wins one.
Vasagotti ducked under a swinging arm there by Manu. Now Sherritt comes across, flat ball to Crowley. Crowley taken by Clackety in a very good hit. Oh, nice ball there to Madden. Madden with a couple to beat. Can he get there? Very strong through the body, but no, he's taken down 5 metres out. Bowden there, getting it to Nagy. Nagy cut down short. They'll set up here, the Hawks. Pick and drive. They've scored a couple just from being patient. Now this far out. A little knock on in the back there by Sykes. I thought, no. Oh, that's a ball over the top to Bain of Harlow and McCormick. If he had caught that on the full, it was shut the gate, so to speak. Oh, I have Brown slicing through. Manu dives over the top. 5 metres out. They're going side to side. Out the back now to Sherritt. Nice flat ball to Nagy. Nagy steps and he's held up again. So now Ackersdyke, he'll go low. He'll go close. Not close enough. They pick and drive again, and he's held up this time. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but they didn't get the cherries that time.
Yeah, no, the referee's just looking at his linesman. He's come up, the linesman's giving the tip, and they've been given the try, the Hawks. So
Was it a penalty try?
Don't think it was a penalty try. The referee never had clear vision. I'm not quite sure. The linesman, he obviously goes to Specsavers because he's picked it up. Seen the ball grounded there, not quite sure who by. Ackersdyke was almost over. I don't know who took the next pick and drive, but...
Well, we'll see on the band law replay, and if you want to tweet us in, because we couldn't get a number on it.
Yeah, let us know. Fill us in at home. The Blacks have gone into the huddle, and I don't know how much good that's going to do them. This hugging and huddling that goes on after every try, and though you're down by 20-odd points. But anyway, must help the young fellas these days, get together, group up, hug up. But the Hawks, they're shredding the Blacks at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are, and yeah, I'm not a fan of the huddle unless someone's delivering an absolute rocket in the middle of it. That's what they need at the moment, the Blacks, and Sherritt, he's successful again, so proving his worth, Dane Sherritt. He had a couple of weeks off through injury, and young Connor Mulhern took his place, who was very good in his own right, would probably play first grade in any other club around the city, and indeed the competition, but Dane Sherritt, certainly a very valuable link to this Hamilton quest for a 5th premiership in a row.
Yeah, amazingly enough, as we've said it a few times, they're marching for a 5th as they go out to 22-42 as Maitland kick off.
Yeah, Bainavalu ducked under that one. He was under a bit of pressure. Now Lamont takes it forward. Gee, he's been good today, hasn't he, Steve Lamont? Oh, Hill winds up. Nobody wanted anything to do with him. Oh, he drew and passed, and RLA went without it. So now Stafford offloads. There's a bit of space out wide. Here's Logan. Logan, has he got the pace or the footwork or the tenacity? No, he hasn't, because he's dropped the ball. Referee says knock on. He was waiting for the call from the touch judge. He missed it completely. Not his best performance here today, young Louis.
Hair or no hair, that's an outstanding sight. The big red fella from Scotland on the charge in the open. And he was the only one anywhere near him, but he couldn't quite gather it in. But, the Blacks have turned it over on the counter-attack, and the Hawks have the scrum feed.
Well, if he did have hair, he hit it that hard, that fast, it probably would have blown off his head. He was travelling that quick.
It certainly would have been blowing backwards. But, no, outstanding play from the big fella. But Maitland had a chance to counter-attack, and they've coughed it up. That ball security once again coming into play, Gareth.
So just waiting to get set here, the 2 packs. Good scrum there. Stafford needs to watch himself at the back, and Sherritt, he'll put the big kick across field. Bainavalu leading the chase. Vasagotti on his inside. Parkinson dances around a couple. Here's Davidson. Davidson now running with good effect, as always. He's Maitland's favourite son. As Logan bounces off a couple. They've had a good few favourite sons, the Blacks, and Nick Davidson. He's there as now Chapman takes them forward. McCormick looking for runners. Oh, good hands there by Manu to Manu. Bradford now. So Maitland, this is where they need to come back as Chapman. He's cut in half. Here's Davidson, one off the ruck. Manu almost creating something out of nothing. Now McCormick looking for runners. He'll step off his right too. Content with the one-out stuff. It's working for them. They're finding meters. They're getting quick ball. They're going towards the line. Here comes Brooke. Offloads. Stafford can't get a ball away, but they'll pick and drive. Now the Blacks are close. Howe Someone down in back play. Here's McCormick. McCormick to Manu. Manu steps. Shows some good footwork. McCormick with a long ball out wide to Clackety for the corner. But there's some trouble out there.
Yeah, I think it's Big Joey Ackersdyke down with what the trainer was indicating to the referee, head injury.
He's got some movement, so hopefully it's not bad.
Let's hope he's all right. He's one of our favourites here at Bar TV. Pretty sure it is.
I think it might be Liam Bowden with my brilliant eyesight.
Yeah, it's either Bowden or Ackersdyke. We're just trying to see who's on their feet.
Ackersdyke on his feet. You can see his bumpy head there.
It is young Liam Bowden. He's, as we said, he's current Pacific heavyweight champion, so can take a knock to the head, the young fella. Well, we hope he's all right. But Maitland with Clackety hit back, wide open spaces out there in front of the Maitland home crowd. But Bowden now, he looks like he's going to get to his feet. But I don't think he's going to take too much further part in this game. He's off with Mickey and Donald at Disneyland, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is bad. They should just lay him down because there's no way he's getting up. And it may be worse than first thought. They're looking for the stretcher, which is a shame because he's had a very good year. He's had a breakout year, Liam Bowden. He was one of Singleton's best over the last couple of years. Came to the city, got away from the lifestyle that you can fall into in the lovely town of Singleton. Bit complacent. Came down to Hawks and he looks an absolute picture, but at the moment our thoughts are out there with him.
Yeah, well, as you know, the pitfalls of Singleton you can fall into very easily, Gareth.
Big open cut coal mines there.
Yeah, but we don't mean to... We're probably trying to lighten the scene here, which is a very serious situation. He is in all sorts of trouble, the young fella. And the medical staff now taking the correct procedures, going to put him on the stretcher and get him some expert attention on the sidelines. We hope he's okay.
Well, they have got good facilities up here. Mick Punchy Sager, of course, knows everything about sports injuries. He's got his little clinic here as well.
Yeah, well, Punchy, he's certainly on top of his game, and but both these clubs have fantastic medical outfits, and I'm sure they'll be looking after him. But I've got to say, this young fella, I love me loose forwards and me number 8s, as you know, Gareth. But this fella, Liam Bowden, who we're talking about and concerned about at the moment, we mentioned him earlier. He's one of the outstanding open side flankers, but it just goes to show you how good a footballer he is, that he can leave Singleton, go to the Big Smoke, go to the club that's won 4 on the trot, and walk straight into the open side flanker position. Outstanding.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking to the coaching staff and some of the other people involved in the club, certainly very impressed by his work ethic around the training park, and he gets clapped off the field, and our thoughts definitely go out with him. And indeed, we know his father comes to most of the games as well. Another salt of the earth man.
Yeah, Scotty's down there. I had a word with him earlier. He actually brought his dog with him today for a bit of crowd control. He gets himself into a bit of strife, but he's got the big shepherd with him today. And, anyway, young Bowdo, as I said, we hope he's okay. But he's taking him into the sheds now. And best of luck to you, young fella. Hope you're all is well.
They end up scoring the try anyway, Maitland. Let's get back to that. And it was a good one. Good ball out wide on the Banlaw replay from McCormick, who summed it up and I won't say used the situation of the man being down, but certainly played around it. They were calling for the hold-up, but you've got to play what's in front of you, and the Hawks now coming out as it comes around. That's a good kick. That's a great nudge by Parkinson.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy in that. The trainer was calling for a head knock. The referee, don't know whether he missed it or not, but the play didn't go over young Bowden. The pass went over him, and McCormick with a 3-man cutout pass to Clackety goes into the corner with a fantastic conversion. 29-42 now to the Hamilton Hawks.
A good offload there by Brooks. So now Maitland, they'll want to fight back here. And with Bowden off the field, it certainly gives them a little edge, although it looks like Bakarich has come on the field, the prop forward, so it'll be Maxwell, I would dare say, that goes into the back row. If he's still out there, or he may have been replaced, because Grant Weaver from the south of Wales is on the field as well. The two prop forwards. So, yeah, it looks like Maxwell has left the field. And the number 19, we'll get a name on him, is out there to replace Bowden with the Hawks headgear. Off the top, oh, lovely grab there. That time is now Manu. He takes on 3 or 4, had nothing in front of him. Good option there as they drive forward. Oh, good counter-rucking, though, by the Hawks. It looks like they may have had the ball. Davidson nearly put his hand in where they didn't belong, and now Hamilton have the ball back. That is poor control at the breakdown, Jared.
Yeah, it's not going to help their cause. They're on the comeback. As the Hawks now open the Blacks up.
Oh, here comes Vasagotti. As Madden now reaches for the ball. Madden one-on-one. Takes the ball in, and all of a sudden it's switched again. Great play there by Sherritt. Looked to kick and showed the strength of his upper body as he palmed a couple off. So now Sykes, he's reaching for the ball as Bradford cleans out. And they'll pick and drive again. So seems to be the game plan inside the 22, the Hawks. Not looking to extend their resources out wide. And it's working for them. Oh, good evasion there by McCormick. Now McCormick has a couple on the outside. Throws the pass. Bradford on the outside. Here comes Bradford. Bradford with a little jinking run. He's taken down. Greg Watson watching in from home. Jack Chillingworth is the player that's come on. Chilly, as they know him. Let's see if he's hot to trot here as he's just about to get the ball right there. And how was that a knock on? I don't know, Jared.
Yeah, they've got away with another one there, the Hawks. But I will say the Blacks, we've got Manu, the front row down, cramping up in front of us. The Blacks forwards are struggling as Hamilton are taking the ascendancy again.
Bradford's put that on his boot again. And it came off the side of the boot. This time not out on the full. Fines touch 22 out. But he had a 2-on-1 there, Jared. And I just feel that he's got to back himself.
Yeah, well, he's got to stop kicking. It's more luck than good management there that he's got that one into touch. But as I say, I can see the Blacks forwards really struggling. All the forwards out there are feeling the pinch, but the Blacks particularly at this stage. The Hawks leading by 13 points.
Off the top, nicely done. And here comes Manu, first receiver, looking to take the first hit. And again, they look a little bit disjointed now here as Birrell takes them forward, but he's driven sideways. They need to be more direct here, the Blacks. McCormack, inside ball, calls for knock on, and don't know if he listened to the touch judge there or the crowd, but he's lost control, Jared.
Well, I don't know about the referee, but the Maitland have lost a little bit of control in the last 5 or so minutes. And again, not poor ball handling, but a poor pass. And the refs picked them up for a forward pass there. So the Hamilton Hawks on their own 20, leading by 13 points with around 10 minutes to go, Gareth. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, we've got a little bit longer than that. I think you'll find there's probably 15 or so, I'd say.
Just checking.
On the street property scoreboard, but given that there was that fair amount of stoppage time, could even be longer than that. In behind to Bainavalu. Bainavalu picked up, driven into the ground. The penalty's blown. So Sherritt looks for the line and finds the line and gets them up to halfway again. 42-29. Hamilton can't afford to go to sleep or take the brakes off because Maitland's still trying to get themselves back into this. And there's still time to go, Jared.
Yeah, plenty of time. I thought there was only about 10 to go, but the afternoon not slipping away quite as quick as I thought. I was actually checking. I had one last refreshment, just made sure I wasn't going to go dry. But, yeah, Hawks back at the ball now, attacking to the left through young Brown, and he splits them up the middle.
He's been good today, Brown, hasn't he? Certainly come of age this year. Oh, that's a lovely long ball out wide, and picking it up now is Crowley. Crowley draws and passes RLA. Will he run over, charge over, as he's done so many times in the past, but that's a good ball and all tackle. They'll have to roll away, though, the Blacks. It comes to the back, and now here come the Hawks, picking and driving. But it spits out, and Christensen comes over, and that's a penalty, and gee, I don't know about that one either.
Well, I mean, you called they had to roll away, and obviously they didn't. The refs pinged them, and the Hawks go back on the attack. Cuts out Vasagotti, out to Brown, now out to Nangai.
Here's Vasagotti. How did he get out there? Vasagotti comes out wide, scores again. Bainavalu came off his wing and created the overlap, and somehow Vasagotti goes over for his third try of the day, Jared.
Well, you know, I mean, they've used the old Jack Gibson call. He's that quick. He turned the light out and got into bed before it was dark. But, yeah, it was Bainavalu inside out to Vasagotti, and he's in for his second of the afternoon. And whilst there might be 15 minutes left in the play, the Blacks go into their huddle and looking quite fatigued, the Maitland forwards. But Hamilton Hawks, they've been exceptional in this second half. Better in the ball control department. Haven't missed a beat, really. And the Blacks, they're under the pump. The crowd, again, deathly silent here at Maitland.
Yeah, definitely. The Hawks have shown how classy this side is. 5 in a row they're going for premiership-wise. And I tell you what, I don't think there's many teams that will come close, Jared.
Well, again, you know, it's a brave call. Many tipped them not to make the 5, let alone win the competition. But I'm still backing the Wanderers. They're my tip. And they'll stick it up the Hawks when they get an opportunity.
That makes my skin crawl just thinking about that. But in any case, that kick is unsuccessful. First for the day for Sherritt. So,
well, as you know, we've got to remain impartial, as we've been reminded of more than once in the past, Gareth. But, yeah, look, the Blacks, they might have made the grand final last year, but on this afternoon's, the way this game's turning out, they're going to have to lift their game to make the big dance at the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. As they kick to Hill. Hill this time offloads to Sherritt. That's a lovely high kick, searching, trying to test this back three from Maitland. Good chase again by the Hawks, so their intensity hasn't dropped at all in this second half. The Hawks, apart from maybe a patch of 5 minutes, they held out this Blacks side for a while. As Backrich steals the ball. His headgear goes flying. Sherritt, little goose step there. Lovely strength again. Offloads to Lamont, and Lamont tackled by Manu. Hill can't get an offload away to Brown. Here comes Bradford. Bradford in the 23 jersey. There's Brooke to Christensen. Phil Bradford goes through that time, and Manu is the recipient, offloads. They've contained him well today, Carl Manu, haven't they?
Yeah, well, he's not had one of his better games. But Birrell there goes on the charge, makes a couple. And the rest, he's definitely gone over the ruck there.
Yeah, he's going to get a card here, Chillingworth, I think, because that was a clear professional foul. The kid they call Chili. So they look to go to the back here to Brook. No, he comes all the way to the front and it's knocked on. And it's red. Deliberate knockdown, you'd think. So it would be a Maitland feed. Should have been a penalty. I thought he deliberately knocked that one down.
Well, they've gone away from what we have called the worst rule in rugby, but that was definitely a deliberate knockdown. Never even come up with a penalty. So the Blacks now... Bent arm, it is a penalty. Bent arm. Yeah, that's a card. That has been a card in the recent past, but the Blacks with another opportunity to chase some points here as the sun sets and the shadows grow over Marcel, and they're running out of time fast. The Hawks are out by 18 points. They'll need to come up with some points here, the Blacks, to get themselves back in the game.
So Stafford with the ball. He's been one of the best out there for the Blacks again today, especially when they get on that roll forward. Good scrum by the Hawks. They're pushing the Blacks off the ball. Oh, Ackersdyke can't go with it, though. He'll be filthy. And you can see there they're having a good little dig at each other as well.
Don't worry, he won't need a feed. He's just made a meal of that, young Ackersdyke at the back of it. That's why he plays in the second row. They've had to put him to number 8 with a few positional changes. They had him gone for all money in the scrum there, the Hawks, but Ackersdyke's made a meal, but the referee's found a penalty in it. And Sherritt rakes one upfield over our head and deep into the Blacks' territory. Line out to come. 45 out. Hawks back on the attack.
Yeah, Hawks back on the attack. Goes to Ackersdyke off the top. The Sykes, and now Sherritt has runners. Lamont can't go with it. Manu turns it over. And the Blacks will go to ground through Logan. Now they'll pick and drive here. The Blacks, they're running out of time as the shadows descend upon Marcellin. Now Brook, oh, that's a good hit. Ale, formerly Pussy. Knock on there. And the game just disintegrating a little bit here.
Yeah, well, fatigue setting in. It's been a ferocious contest this afternoon. Played at pace. Some big hits, and they're all starting to feel the pitch late in this second half. But I think Maitland, they got away with their... I thought they knocked it on first, but refs pulled the Hawks up for one. Scrum on halfway, feed to the Blacks with young Sherritt. He's, as you say, he's been one of the Blacks' best this afternoon, barking orders to the Pigs left, right and centre, and he's about to feed the scrum.
So, the Hawks really put the screws on last time, and here they come again. The ball spills out the back, and that's a penalty to Hamilton. And that is how you scrummage for the kids out there and the backs that don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've both had the ascendancy at times in this game, but late in this second half, the Hawks have got the money on the Black scrum. It's really gone to pieces in the last 10 or so minutes. And the pressure they are applying, Maitland just can't handle it, Gareth. And they're back on the attack. Sherritt to take the touch finder.
Not happy with his own kick there, Dane Sherritt, but finds touch about 30 metres out. Substitution looks like, is it Brown coming off the field or? Have they got one too many on the field here, the Hawks? I don't know. Here comes Ackersdyke off the back. Good run again by Joe Ackersdyke. Loses the ball, though. So good work of the breakdown, equally by the Blacks. Now it comes back, McCormick. McCormick with a little chip over the top. Looking for runners, can't find them. Bain who gets there, and oh, the hands there by Crowley. That's amazing. And the footwork almost as good as Manu sticks to the tackle. Now Sherritt to Lamont. Lamont, he'll take them forward every day of the week. Here's Chillingworth. Chillingworth to Sherritt. Sherritt Oh, unlucky there, Birrell. Davidson kicking it out of frustration, but it's desperation now for the Blacks. And that'll be full time here. They tried to get back into the game, but just couldn't hear it, Marcellin. The first half was befit of any semi-final, but the Hawks, they ran away with it. Jared, who was your best out there?
Well, it's been a fabulous afternoon of rugby, a very entertaining game, and there's many chances. And he's not quite as old as Maxwell, but he's up there in the age stakes. But he was outstanding for mine this afternoon. The blind side flanker for the Hawks, Steve Lamont gets my points this afternoon.
Yeah, the captain out there, certainly when they were going sideways, he was always the man that put his hand up and got them back into it. Special mention to the Scottish import as well, Jason Hill, very hard to contend with. And, of course, Dane Sherritt, who led the team down and scored about 40 of those 47 points off the boot. Thanks very much for tuning in, and thanks very much to Jared Ryan for calling the game with us here at Marcellin. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thanks one and all at home. Big shout out to the Scottish fans. Thanks for listening in. He had an outstanding, he had a blind to the big red fella, but I just couldn't quite give it to him as much as I would have liked to.
And we all know how you like to give it to people, especially rugby players. Thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in to the Titan Group's match of the round for the Rams NHRU. I'm Gareth Wozniak, and we'll catch you next time.
Nice work. Whose might this be?